All right, welcome to the Ouija versus. Oh damn! I fucked that one up. I fucked that one up. Oh shit! I had a little tongue twister on that one. I'm drinking a bit too much. Welcome to the Ouija versus Master Pro channel, episode 9. It's your boy Ariel. You don't know me, but you're gonna love me. We're gonna change the channel's name to the A Savage subscription. Y'all don't know it. I'm fucking sexy as hell. These two. Let me give it to my boy Jose. He's a sexy motherfucker. But Michael, step your game up, Mr. Vegan.
This guy. Yo, did y'all see the new Call of Duty?
Yes, I saw it.
What do you think about them going back again?
I'm happy they're
I
going
think
back.
Call of Duty needs a fucking break, and they need to stop taking money from these adolescent kids that don't know better. They're just buying the brand.
Hey, bro, Call of Duty, they're gonna make their money regardless, bro.
They're gonna make their money regardless, but I think they're a big reason why gaming has gone downhill.
Why? Because you think the way that they're innovating is wrong?
Bro, what is their innovation? They literally, like, this whole thing with Modern Warfare. Their innovation is make things bigger and more campier to make every person feel included. Not the fact that what it used to be where you had to learn new skills and this and that. And even if you didn't want to learn this skill, if you learned that skill, you could still put yourself in the game. I never liked drop shotting. So you know what? I got my aim better. I got my reaction time better, and I learned to read. I learned to read people's movements. All Modern Warfare is really finding the best spot, camping with whatever that fucking perk is that gives you the restock. Camp with restock with claymores. Use the M4. It's ridiculous. The M4 since day one has been a problem, and that has not changed. People just personally ignore it now. That's a problem. And then you're gonna tell me I should be excited for this Call of Duty? No. Fuck that. I'll tell you, I have to give Call of Duty its credit. They do give out a lot of free content. It's
right.
The updates are this and that, but I think this game put a real big sour taste in my mouth. I think we talked about this a long time ago, Jose and Michael. I told you this. I have had times where I've lagged in a game, and I can still do what I can do. And this is from an older generation's console.
Right.
You can have good internet, but still, if something goes fucking wrong, it always benefits someone else and this and that. They can't get their angle right in this game, and I don't understand. And this has been a complaint that we've been complaining about for a while. Where like, you know 100% your body is covered on your screen, but you get shot out of nowhere, and then you look at that kill cam, your whole body's out. Like, how does that fucking work? You know?
I see you.
What
do you think, Mike?
I'm looking forward for the new Call of Duty to come out. I did stop playing Modern Warfare for a while now, so.
I mean, I haven't played in like a month, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I'm done with that game.
Yo, you guys already know. Got my first Warzone win. I should have marked it down. I don't know. maybe the date I uninstalled Call of Duty will be there, or when I last played it. And that day when I finally got my first Warzone win, I kept my word. Uninstalled the game. Been happy since.
But you saw the way that they released it? Like, they sent these old, like, projectors, how the movies were back then. And they sent them out to YouTubers, and they waited till the 10th or something like that for people to
No, I
watch
didn't
it.
know about that.
I don't think I knew about that either.
I don't even know what the fuck
Like, they
you're
sent
talking
them this,
about.
like, private box or whatever. And they waited to the thing, and then they texted Activision, whoever was making the video game, and they sent them the code to the box, and they opened this crate, and it had like this projector screen or something like that, and it showed like a thing of the game or something like that.
So I want to talk more about Black Ops Cold War. I'm hoping it looks like Black Ops 1. So I'm hoping. What
Yeah,
do you
I hope
guys?
they don't go too far back. I mean, if it's
Because
like Black Ops 1, I think they'll kill it, to be honest.
if it's the Cold War, I think it
Regardless,
has to take place before Black Ops 2.
Right.
regardless, I think Call of Duty is always gonna make their money. They've put their name out as one of the top FPS shooters, so it's no matter what, there's gonna be money going in their pocket. But trust me, my money is not going anywhere near their pocket. I gave hope to Modern Warfare. You know, this is the first game I've ever even pre-ordered. I've never pre-ordered a game in my life except for this Modern Warfare. And you guys already know I gave up on Call of Duty a long time ago.
Yeah, I feel you.
I had hope on this Modern Warfare. And it sucks because there's so many good things about this game. But the core issues that plague this game really fucks it up for them and makes the whole gaming experience not fun. Yo, I'm telling you, I have fun for 5 seconds on that game, and then the rest of the 3 hours I play on there, I'm screaming.
Done. Yeah.
And you guys know that.
And another thing was the hacker thing too. Like them dudes were going hard, and they weren't getting like banned or nothing like that for a while.
Oh, don't get me started. Hackers are ridiculous. And I didn't deal with that many hackers.
Yeah, I feel you.
But compared to other people, but the shit you see, you know.
Do you guys think they're going to do another battle royale?
Of course. Yo, battle royale hasn't even reached its peak, bro.
Jeez, I'm done with it.
Like it hasn't reached its peak.
Done.
It hasn't reached its peak. Yo, look at Fall Guys.
It just started.
Yeah, look at Fall Guys. Fall Guys did a great way to reinvent the battle royale genre. You know, they do a wipeout, like cartoonish style game with that battle royale like system of, okay, we start with this many contestants and we're gonna slowly kill them off until one prevails. You know,
Right.
it's right now everyone's idea of a battle royale is just, oh, fight till one is left. It doesn't, you know, we just gotta wait to see how people innovate the whole idea with the lives and people spawning here and there. And I think there's still a lot more that could be done with battle royale. I think we're just tired of it because right now no one's trying to be innovative with battle royale. They just do the same thing and just change the cosmetics and change a couple rules that really don't really matter to us.
I can see Fall Guys being less frustrating. I didn't even look at this game, but
I haven't seen it either.
Bro, I watch the YouTubers play it, and I'm just like, I wish I had a PS4. I wish I could be playing with some of my friends that are playing PS4.
dang,
It
have to have a.
It only
I'll
came
tell
out
you
for
something.
PlayStation.
I will always be an Xbox fan, but PlayStation is making their moves on these like exclusive buyouts or these exclusive months. Look at it. That was another thing that pissed me off about Modern Warfare. I just don't understand how, like, but thank goodness that mode was not even that good to begin with. But like that whole mode that PlayStation got for an entire year over Xbox. And like everyone complained about it because like how you gonna do that to a whole nother console? We get it, 2 months at most, but a whole year? A new Call of Duty is gonna come out. Look, Cold War is already being announced. You know?
I feel you.
So I'll tell you,
Are they
I give it
gonna-
to PlayStation.
Do you think this Cold War is gonna do another battle royale, or are they gonna use Modern Warfare?
Of course. I don't think Battle Royale. Listen. One thing I will tell you: don't think Battle Royale is ever going away. I think Battle Royale will always be a game mode, at least to the sidelines. It won't. It'll stop being mainstream, but it'll always be there because, yo, let's be honest. Battle Royale is fun. The issue is why we're getting tired of it is because the market is getting saturated. You know.
Yeah,
And it all feels like the same thing, and that's all we're playing because that's what the market is shoving down our throat. If you're not playing Battle Royale, I keep wanting to curse because that's just how I am, but I know you guys don't want me to, so I'm gonna chill out for a little bit. If you're not playing Battle Royale, you're a I keep wanting to curse because that's just how I am, but I know you guys don't want me to, so I'm gonna chill out for a little bit. If you're not playing Battle Royale, you're a, I keep wanting to curse because that's just how I am, but I know you guys don't want me to, so I'm gonna chill out for a little bit. but we want something fresh. But because we have this being shoved down our throats, if we don't play battle royale, we look like old geezers trying to stick to our old ways of playing TDM and this and that, and we're not trying to be cool, and that subconsciously bothers us. And then once again, if something's being shoved down your throat so much, you're eventually just gonna swallow it.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah, nah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear shit from you. You always flip flop. You'll be from. No, this rocks. This is awesome. And then I'm so tired of battle royale, man. You think battle royale is gonna make it into next year? Hello.
I'm dead.
I thought about Blackout for a second. Like, oh, maybe they can continue Blackout, but I
I
don't
mean,
see that
Blackout was
happening.
pretty good, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
So they do what they did with Blackout, with like bringing back old maps and making it a part of the map. That's what my thought was for a second.
Probably.
Oh no, I'm
But
going to
remember, they're
give.
gonna have to switch all the guns and all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, it's if they're going back to how you say, the World War II or whatever it is that they're going
The
back
Cold War.
Cold War. Yeah. So,
Um, I don't know. I feel like they're gonna try to do something maybe a little bit different. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt because
bro,
I
as long as you don't have those specialty powers, because that shit is the most annoying thing ever, bro. At least to me, I don't know.
I see. But that's not a part of the battle royale, right?
No, no, it isn't.
In Blackout?
It it might be, to
I don't
be
know.
honest.
I think you could get like a chest or something
That
to
gives
give
you
you.
it or something. I'm just saying in
Yeah.
multiplayer in general. Like I feel like
Oh.
I don't know,
You're
like them
tired of
power
the you're
upgrades and
tired of like special powers and stuff like
yeah,
that. You
'cause
want you want old
exactly.
fashioned.
I just want a raw game how this was. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? Like how this
bro. I'm
general.
gonna say something that I know there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way. And you guys know I bitch and moan about this all the time. Call of Duty, if you're listening, give me my fucking Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer online remake already.
This
And when I say
guy.
remake, yeah, yes sir. That's my roommate. He came back at the wrong time. I'll be right back. I'll be close my door.
He was making a good point there. Modern Warfare 2 remastered
Good to have
multiplayer.
you back, Lionel.
It would be really good to do that like right now, but they don't want to distract people from playing
All right,
Warzone.
I'm gonna keep
Warzone.
one
They
Exactly.
don't.
earbud out so I can at least hear how loud I'm getting. But yeah, give me my Modern Warfare 2 remake. Um, already multiplayer, because that game like is the granddaddy of why like Call of Duty is still going. In my opinion, that game really garnered so much attention to Call of Duty and so much. It was just such a fun game. And when I say remake, I don't want big ass maps where people can camp. Just remodel the same size in a new engine. I'm not sure how hard that is or shit like that, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot easier than rescaling, making the maps bigger, adding this and that just to make campers. Just give me Modern Warfare 2 with better graphics. That's all I ask.
I'm thinking they'll have to include in-game transactions to make it possible.
Bro, in-game transitions and microtransactions are
Yeah,
never
but
gonna
that's
leave.
that's done for that game. You know what I'm saying?
But that wasn't in the original Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. That's what I'm saying. They would have to include it now if they remastered it.
Well, that
Yeah,
that's
but
what
if they
that
remaster it, nobody wants it. They just want the original game. You know what I'm saying? At least I think.
listen, I don't care if they want to add that microtransaction bullshit. Just do it where it does. Like, I think we already know who the biggest fuck ups of like in microtransactions was. EA. EA with Star Wars 2, whatever it's called.
Oh,
Um,
Battlefront.
there
Yeah.
we go, Battlefront 2. And it sucks because I know the game got a lot better once they fixed that. But yo, once again, stop with this whole getting these kids to just take their parents' credit cards and this and that to buy this shit so they can get better at the games just by buying this shit. You know, that's what I hate. Yo, if you're putting microtransactions that where I know in my head isn't going to affect the game differently, I don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah, that is
I,
true.
not
Unless it's
not
like a
at all.
weapon or something, you know, that you want.
Oh,
But
I wasn't saying it as a bad thing. I'm just saying it wasn't included in the original, and they'd have to do it now
Yeah, but
to
that's
make it
not
possible.
hard. That's something you do in the interface. That has nothing to do with the map design. What I'm talking about is the map design itself. Because once
But
again, like my biggest gripe with Modern Warfare is like, yo, these maps are way too fucking big. There's too many hiding spots. And bro, when they give us a map, bro, I get excited for every map just because I have a nostalgia that they pull out that I recognize. Like Rust, I was so happy to hear that they were gonna give us a Rust. And then when we got the Rust that they gave me, I was like, this is not Rust. This is not Rust. You took a map that was at least 3 times bigger than Rust, and you just put Rust aesthetics on it. Because if this dude can hide in
yeah,
this space where I know when I grew up in playing Rust, no one could ever hide there. That's an issue. The whole point of why people loved Rush was it was a nice small map that that was good for 1v1s or 2v2s. And that map fucked and Modern Warfare fucked that map up really easily. And they fucked up a lot of maps that a lot of people loved. And that to me is what I don't want to happen if they give us a Modern Warfare 2 remaster. But you know what's crazy? I think the biggest reason why they don't want to give us a Modern Warfare 2 remastered is because they know they're gonna fuck it up. If they fuck up that gem, everyone's gonna wake up and be like, okay, Call of Duty needs to stop getting our money to realize we're tired of their lazy money grabbing bullshit. I
I
think that's
feel like I feel like they don't want people being distracted by this game. They want them to focus on playing Modern Warfare and spending microtransactions on that game.
because it was
bro,
like
but
no, but check it out. It was like with Infinite Warfare. Infinite Warfare came out with what's that other game that came out remastered?
Oh, I think it's COD 4.
COD
yeah,
4 or
Modern
something like
Warfare
that.
remaster.
Bro, there was more people
Jeez.
playing COD Warfare remastered than the freaking Infinite Warfare.
But that was because
And
Infinite
me, for
Warfare.
instance, too, because Infinite Warfare, that joint was annoying to play,
That's what I
to
was
be
gonna say.
honest.
I've never played Infinite Warfare, but I've seen gameplay. I've heard from multiple
Bro,
people. It's
the
just,
multiplayer, that's like, and I'm pretty good, you know what I'm saying? But that, I don't know what it was with that game, I couldn't get kills. But I played the freaking remastered version and I was getting kills.
um, I don't know, man. I just think I was telling this to Michael earlier. Um, I think a lot of these places need a break and they need to stop rushing, but it's never gonna happen because they made such a big name for themselves. But they need to stop just rushing to pump the next big thing out. They need some time to really think and be like, what is gonna get these people really back in love with us? Because I'm telling you,
Yeah. The same thing
if
with Halo. Halo, they were rushing it, to be honest, so
bro,
it could come out with the
bro,
Xbox.
you know who is like one of the biggest like people that really fucked up, and I think they kind of learned from that mistake because they took a lot longer with the next games and stuff like that. But I think the damage was already done. Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
bro. I was telling this was another thing I told Michael I think today actually, bro. You know what AFK Arena is, right? They put those ads out all the time on YouTube and stuff like that. It's a mobile game.
Yeah.
Uh, and they just did a partnership with Assassin's Creed. Guess who's the character they put in? Ezio Auditore.
The main
That
one.
man has not been in a game since Revelations. That was back
Yeah.
when I was in middle school. But
Yeah.
no one talks about Syndicate. Like Syndicate is not that old, but no one mentions Syndicate at all. That thing became a ghost. No one talks about Unity no more. No one talks about these new ones like that anymore. I heard
Yeah.
about Origin for a while. They said it was gonna be revolutionary. It really changed what Assassin's Creed used to be. It was actually fun, but no one can tell me the name of the main character. Like I promise you, if I ask any of my friends, they probably struggle.
Yeah.
Um, um, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Once again, I heard it was all right. You know, they they did something different with the formula, and people kind of enjoyed that new take. But you can't really tell me the name of those people and stuff like that. And that is a fucking shame. And you know what did it for them is, you know, my opinion is the start was with Assassin's Creed. When Assassin's Creed 2 and Revelation and Brotherhood was popping and stuff like that, they were noticing they had something to go with the bandwagon. They gave us
Right.
Assassin's Creed 3, and that shit was a glitched out mess. It was a fucking glitched out mess. Like, I told people, the story was super rushed. These glitches happened for no fucking reason. And it felt like they put less into the game than the
Because
other
they were just
ones.
trying to get it out there.
Just get it out there. And it wasn't
Yeah.
ready. And it's crazy. If they just waited a little bit, because, yo, Black Flag was fucking fire, in my opinion. Black
Yeah.
Flag is what Assassin's Creed 3 should have been. Because I had fun with Black Flag. But you know
Because
what?
what are they doing now? Are they still even making games?
Yeah, they're going to
Yeah.
have Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Valhalla, what the heck? Oh, that's like what the
Vikings, I think.
bro.
Vikings and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, you never saw the commercial for that?
like now that you say it, I remember seeing it,
Bro,
but
I'll tell
like,
you
I
something.
haven't really heard anybody talk
Ubisoft
about it.
might put out a bad game here and there once in a while and shit like that, but I'll tell you something. They don't ever have a bad trailer. Except for
Yeah.
that one with the chibi style tactical shooter game for for Siege and fucking whatever the game is called for Splinter Cell. There we go. They have this like tactical shooter game that you guys posted in the chat recently.
Oh, I know
Um,
what you're talking about.
yeah. Other than that, I think and even that trailer was still pretty kind of cool. I think Ubisoft had pretty solid trailers. But that goes into another issue I'm having. I'm having an issue where these trailers make these games look way more fun than how they really are.
And then when
Like
you
the
actually
trail,
play them, joints, they flop, bro.
bro. Like these trailers are so good, and it feels like they're putting more money into the trailers than the development of the actual game,
Yeah.
and that grinds my gears, bro.
Do you guys want to talk about Halo Infinite for a little bit?
Um, I'm down for whatever, bro.
Did you guys see the gameplay for that?
I saw it a little bit. Um, I think a lot of people overreacted to the graphics, in my opinion.
People were saying, yeah, that the graphics were trash, apparently. Like,
Bro, I watched it. I listen. Once again, I will be as fair as possibly can. I don't think the graphics were anything to fucking talk about. Obviously, you
yeah.
know, especially when this is next gen and shit like that. That looked like, you know, beginning Xbox One start off graphics. But once again, I'm okay. Listen, I realized something. I think this generation gaming proved it to me. I don't need super great graphics to make me happy. I don't. I don't. I need a good game to make me happy.
Yeah, I
And
feel you.
if Halo Infinite ends up being a better game than Halo 5 and they still keep the same graphics they had in that fucking trailer, I'll be fucking happy because Halo 5 was a disappointment. It was the most un-Halo game ever to come out. And that's a freaking fact. Like that is a 100% fact. Halo 5 was the most un-Halo we've ever gotten. And
Uh,
once again, is that whole thing of just pumping out game after game after game after game.
One thing I feel like Halo has fallen behind on is the customization in that game.
Oh,
Like
without a doubt.
in games like Apex Legends, you can customize how your weapons look and how your character. With Halo, you can't really do any of that stuff.
And you know what's the saddest part? It didn't used to be like that. Bro, Halo Reach, I remember when the beta came out. That was like amazing to me. Like you had to earn this to get like a shoulder plate and stuff like that. Make your Spartan really your Spartan, the way you wanted to. You don't get that in Halo 5. You don't get that same satisfaction. You don't get this and that. And then on top of it, once again, I just let Halo be Halo. I'm getting tired of a lot of these games trying to bite off the next new thing. And Halo was trying to be more fast-paced like Call of Duty. I'm like, I never got into Halo because of the fast pace. I like the slow pace. I like the stupidity of certain things. I like the difference, you know?
Yeah, you're right. I haven't played Halo Reach in a while, so I didn't even remember about that.
Bro, Halo Reach, it was customizable to each body part. Like, you had to earn money to, like, buy every, like, piece of equipment for the right shoulder, for the left leg, right leg, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was, it was customizable.
So you were
It was
able
just,
like to edit it type thing.
yeah. I think I think the biggest issue too is just I miss Bungie being on it. I think Halo was the best Halo, obviously with like the father of it all was Bungie. I think 343 has been doing their best. Um, maybe Infinite will be finally where we see them mature. Because I think Halo 4 gets um a lot of shit that it doesn't deserve. Because I had a lot of fun with Halo 4. My biggest gripe with Halo 4 was the lack of weapons. They like I didn't understand why a lot of weapons had to go away to add these new weapons. Because they could have added those same weapons they had in Halo 3 and Reach and whatever. But like, thought that there was like a little downgrade in weapons. But I did love the executions and stuff like that. I did also still like that the aiming was still the same. And I thought the graphics were fucking gorgeous. I thought it was a solid game. But I think a lot of people were upset because there were certain things that really bugged like the core fan base that like really love the shit out of Halo and they can point out every difference. But I think Halo 5 shows how good of an experience Halo 4 was compared to Halo 5 because I played Halo 4 a lot longer than I did Halo 5. And that is a fact.
Halo 5 is the first Halo game I feel like I have not finished the story.
That's another thing. I didn't even finish the story for Halo 5. My
Yeah.
brother finished the story.
I was like, I'm done with this. I think maybe I got like 40% done and I stopped playing that game.
But what was
This
it?
was
You got like
interesting
tired of
doing.
it or what?
Yeah, I wasn't enjoying like playing through it. I
Yeah.
think that's why I stopped.
I don't know, bro. I think just a lot with what's going on with our generation now. It's like all messed up, and I hope we reach a pass one day. I don't think it's gonna be next year. I don't think it's gonna be the year before that. I think it's gonna take a while, because I feel like these corporations have a checklist of this and that needs to get passed through and whatnot. Um, and they're just trying to get whatever's gonna make them the most money. And at the end of
Yeah.
the day, it makes them money, so they're gonna go with it. But I think that is also an issue on us, the average day gamer, the average day gamer with a child, or just the parents that have a child that doesn't know what a good game really is. I think once again, your money is your vote for these companies. We can all just agree not to buy the next Call of Duty game, but no one's gonna do that because these
Uh,
YouTubers that get paid by Activision to rate these games and stuff like that and whatnot, IGN with their stupid scores and whatnot, who's gonna
I
get these?
think I think if they didn't make Black Ops Cold War, I would not have even thought about getting the new Call of Duty. Yeah.
But that's the thing. You shouldn't even be thinking about getting the Call of Duty. Though. Like, yeah, I get it. It's Black Ops. It's different from the Modern Warfare. It's a different people running it. That's Treyarch and stuff like that. But Black Ops 3 and 4 were not that good.
But
People,
it's not 3 and 4. It's before that. It's Cold War.
Yeah.
Michael, that's not the point.
Cold
It's
War.
before that. But this game is being made after the travesties that we've gotten. And the biggest issue of why they make money is it's those beginning sales. Those beginning sales is what determines if that game is gonna last or not. If everyone buys it in a jump, that's the only Call of Duty everyone's gonna play because everyone has it. Or
My
if the
point my point is those games are futuristic, 3 and 4.
I okay, I get that. I get that. But Modern Warfare wasn't futuristic. And it's a proven fact. No matter what, yeah, it's two different development studios and stuff like that. But Treyarch comes in and helps Infinity Ward when they need the help because they're still all under Activision. If they need help from one another, they're gonna need help. So they're both working on it, whether it's a little bit of help or not. Um, I just think once again we need to be very careful with our money because I think these companies know 100%, and it's a big part on Activision. It's a known fact that Activision doesn't care what type of games they pump out anymore. If it pumps the money, that's it. And that needs to stop because I'm just getting sick and tired. Like once again, I told you guys this. Why is it that I've had more fun with Modern Warfare 3 than I did with any new Call I've gotten a chance to play and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I can have fun with that. And I'm not that good at that game. It's not about an issue, oh, you're just trash at this and that. I'm not that great at Modern Warfare 3, but I had fun. I barely screamed in anger. It was all just fun and love. And a lot of people probably gonna say nostalgia, but no. Modern Warfare 3 was a solid game. A lot of people give Modern Warfare 3 a lot of shit for certain things because um, towards the end, Infinity Ward kind of stepped out of it, or the people that did Modern Warfare 2 had to step out, and they had someone else finish up the rest of it. But it was a solid fucking game because guess what? Me and my friends and a lot of people I know were playing it to like
Throughout the
for
years, it was
throughout the
even.
years, bro.
Yeah.
Like I can't even describe for how long, and it was fun. I tell people this too. I'm like, yo, Modern Warfare 2 is still the greatest Call of Duty of all time in my eyes. It doesn't have to be for anyone else. People love Black Ops. I've never been into the Black Ops series like other people, but I will give
Bro,
Black Ops
Black
its
Ops
props.
1 with the Get Lil, the FAMAS.
Uh, but I think Modern Warfare 2 did a lot because let's be honest. Modern Warfare 2 got played the shit out of.
Yeah, yeah.
Modern Warfare 2 lasted a long time. And that was even when Black Ops came out. Modern Warfare 2 was still putting out numbers. Even with the hackers. And that was because it was just a perfectly balanced game with pretty good maps and stuff like that. it was just enjoyable. I think the biggest issue with Modern Warfare 2 was it didn't have all the game modes that Black Ops had. Because when Black Ops came out, it had all these great party modes, all these great new game modes and stuff like that. I'm telling you, you give Modern Warfare 2 those same modes, give Modern Warfare 2 just some new modes, and that's why I want to remaster it, because I wanted people to see why Modern Warfare 2 was so fucking great. And remember why it was so great.
All right. Let's move on to Avatar.
Hmm?
Which show did you guys prefer out of the two? Legend of Korra, Last
I still haven't
Airbender.
watched. Well, okay,
The
listen.
original, bro. The original,
Once,
hands down.
once again,
Don't
I
get me
don't know
wrong.
why.
The new one was good, but
Like,
the
I don't
original,
know
bro.
why people have the nerve to ask that question, because we know at the end of the day, it's. And no offense to the people that done Korra, I only watched Korra season the first season. Um, Korra was never gonna live up to what Avatar was. It never was. But I think it gets a lot more hate than it fucking deserves. I think people's issue, at least from just the first season I get, and from the little research I've done on YouTube, the videos I watch, and from this and that, um, they 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 want to compare Korra as an exact example as Aang. And yo, listen, just
No,
because
you can't
you
because
can't, just because their
Korra
reincarnation
is a
doesn't make
different
them the same
avatar.
person. Yes,
Exactly.
they have their own personality and this and that, and they have all these
Exactly.
past lives to guide them in the ways that they went through lives the way they were.
That
They
doesn't
share the
mean that they
same
have to
past.
be exactly like their past life, bro.
Exactly. And I hope I can find this post one day. I think this post really describes why people need to give Korra a little bit more slack. Because, yo, you look at it, Korra and Aang are two opposite people, and
Yeah, they are.
they went on two different fucking journeys. You had Aang who never wanted to be the Avatar. You have Korra who always wanted this. She always wanted to be this special Avatar person, this and that. Aang was put in a world that needed him. Korra was put in a world that they didn't really need her anymore, or kind of didn't want her anymore. You
Yeah.
know, you
I
have this
wish they would
person.
have just made a show like the middle part. You know what I'm saying? What led up
I
to Korra? Like I wanted to see like Aang's middle age. You know?
That would be cool. I think I don't know. I think no matter what, I think this Avatar thing was just a weird circumstance. I think no matter what, a second season, no matter even if it was still pretty good,
Yeah.
uh, no one would have been happy, because I think there's just something so magical and just right about that first
Season.
Avatar.
Yeah.
It just it
That's for
clicked to
sure.
the people. It clicked right. It just worked. And I think these studios need to understand that. Even though, yo, once again, I'll tell people, if
You know
people
they were
really
gonna make
think,
a live action, right? But these
oh yeah,
Netflix kicked off the creators, the
well,
original
they didn't kick them
creators.
off. The
I mean,
creators
they to
decided to
leave,
leave.
yeah,
Yeah,
because they
um,
weren't following their vision apparently. So I
bro,
think they're gonna kill it, bro.
they got to. Bro, they don't want to be the next M. Night Shyamalan. Bro, that movie where that live action movie still gets so much hate for how bad it is. It's been how many years? It's been a whole like 12. Yo, I gotta see. I have to see how long it's been. But people still talk about that first Avatar live action movie made by M. Night Shyamalan, and it's nothing but bad, 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 bad. And
Yeah,
I think on Netflix part, I think it's better to just call this a loss, because bro, live action just does not have a good name for itself, because it's just some things are better made animated. It's just because physics deems it that way.
yeah,
When you're animating something, physics always works on your side if you can make it work on it. You
I mean,
know,
I feel like if the original creators were there with them, then I feel like by all means go ahead and make it. You know what I'm saying? Because
of course,
they
I
they
think if
saw the
the
original vision with the animated series, so I feel like they'll be able to see it with the live action one. But since they're not there, then I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that.
yo Michael, for someone who's like a like part of this show, you have been the least talkative. I would love to hear your sexy ass voice, please.
I'm thinking what you're saying. Yeah, I guess they don't really need Korra on this show. One thing I was thinking early on was like Korra seems to be a better bender than Aang was, but I guess they skipped past her training for all the other elements.
Yeah, but it wasn't like how Aang was that. You know how Aang he learned one first, the other one second. Like she
She
already knew three other elements already.
and she was like a kid, like maybe 3 years old,
Yeah,
Bro,
like wielding these.
bro,
I was
literally.
laughing.
but what I
Yeah, I was
like,
like, what the heck?
what I liked about it, yo, if you rewatch Avatar and you go into the lore, you read about the comic books, you learn about some of these past benders even before Korra. I explained deeper into it. There are some benders that were just naturally gifted to learn some of their other elements, but they struggled with their opposite element, which Korra did. She
Was it
struggled
air?
with
Yeah,
air. She struggled with air. So I thought that was cool. I thought that was
the
great.
same
Once
way that
again,
Aang, struggled with fire or whatever,
yeah,
or was something
I'll tell
like
you
that.
something. A lot of people say they feel like Korra's soulless and this and that is bad. I'll tell you, the people that worked on it definitely put their heart into it because yo, listen, this show could have been what Boruto is now, just doing nothing but recalls to the past. But they were like, no, if we do have any recalls to the past, we want it to be small and mean something into the story that is affecting now. Because the main importance is we want to push this story of this new avatar now. That's why you barely see any of the new characters. All the new characters are basically dead. I mean, not the new characters, the
The old
old characters
characters.
are basically dead. We don't know anything about their lives and stuff like that because they want their new characters to take center stage. So I don't think this was only just a cash grab because no matter what, if you're gonna bring a sequel into a show like what Avatar was, it's gonna be about the money and having the name out there. But I think the people behind it that really worked on it tried their best to make something out of it, and I think some things landed and some things missed.
Do
I
you guys think there could be a prequel to this show? Well, to the last Airbender at least.
I
I'm
don't
not
think
sure.
it's gonna happen for a while.
Yeah,
I think I think what happened with Korra, the hate that the creators got from it, the people that made them realize maybe
it wasn't
some
a
things
bad
need some
show,
time.
bro. Like it was good. Like it was good, but like I still watched the whole four seasons. To me, like the effect that the first one left, like it's not compared to how the Legend of Korra ending was. You know?
Dang.
Bro, well, once again, I think it was just because you can't recreate that type of magic. I think a lot of studios, a lot of productions, a lot of big name companies think that recreating magic is so easy. You just tell those same people to just do this and then give them a timeline and they throw money at it. But true passion and heart comes from time and dedication and real thought. A great example of this is with the Boondocks. The last season that came out didn't feel like the Boondocks because the guy who created it left the show, and he left the show because Sony wanted so much more out of him, and he said he could not provide it because what it takes to make an episode of that show good takes
Took
time.
time.
And bro, it showed. You could tell there was a whole difference in that season because I watched it as a kid, not understanding. When you're a kid, you like everything. So I thought
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really liked that fourth season. I rewatched that a couple of years back, which was maybe like 3 to 4 years after I first watched it when I was still in high school and shit like that. Um, and I was like, yo, this fourth season is not good at all. It's not that great. I'm not like it's not giving me the same laughs, the same type of heart feelings, the same moral lessons as the first three seasons. And a lot of companies need to start realizing you need to just give these people the time they need. Stop giving them a checklist that they need to put in, because that's another thing that's getting me tight. It needs a check, like especially in America. If there's a checklist that needs to be checked off. Oh, we need to consider the LGBT community. We need to have more black people in this. We need to have more Asian, more Hispanic, this and that. A little less white people. A little bit more white people. We just need to have the perfect ratios. That fucks up that creator. Because they already have a vision for what this is. And maybe that shit is not important to them. Maybe they just want to make what focus on the story, and whatever comes else comes naturally. And that's how a show should be. And I'm all for more representation. I think representation needs to be more heavy for sure in shows. But if you're only doing it to make a checklist to make people happy, that's not genuine care. That's just okay. If we say this, we say gay people are good. People that hate gay people are bad, just to please the masses. That that is shitty. That's not caring. That's putting this false idea of care for more money. And a lot of shows do that.
That's a good point. I would be interested in seeing a prequel to The Last Airbender. I know they mentioned Avatar Miyoshi. I think that's the female Avatar
Kiyoshi.
before. Oh, Kiyoshi.
Get your shit straight. Don't fuck up my childhood. You're talking about Miyoshi, sounding like the name of a ramen
My
brand.
man said
Like,
Miyoshi, I'm dead.
Oh, you guys both remembered it? I thought
Yeah,
it was Miyoshi. All
no,
right.
Kiyoshi.
Michael, get off this. Like, bro, I don't know even why we letting you ask these questions. You like you can't even remember like a key
Alright.
character on that show. And don't tell me
I'd
she
like to
wasn't.
see a prequel with this woman. There we go.
I think that would be cool. I just once again, I think you need to let certain things just relax. Let them marinate. Because, yo, think about it this way. Avatar, till this very day, is remembered so greatly, right? And I think it would still be the same without Korra. And so just imagine, what if they decided to wait? They wait a lot longer on Korra. And mind you, compared to what other studios do now, and even back then, yo, Korra took a while to even be created.
Wasn't it like that? Just 2014 was the last season.
Hold up. Give me a second. I'll tell you right now.
And I think Avatar came out in 2007, or so, like 7 years later or something.
Yeah, but you have to do it from when Avatar ended, not when it started. It's about when it ended. That's what's really important.
This dude area reminds me of Sokka, bro.
Final
I
episode
cosplayed
date.
as Sokka.
Final episode date, July 19th, 2008.
2008, right?
Yeah.
Korra came out when I was in high school.
It says 2014.
2014. That is great compared to a lot of other shows. Boruto.
Oh, 2012. I'm wrong.
This guy.
Cash cows, motherfucker. Like, just shut it down.
I'm wrong. It started 2012, but it ended 2014.
What?
It started 2012 and ended 2014.
That's Korra, right?
Yes.
But when did Avatar: The Last Airbender ended again?
2008.
2008. Look at that difference. It started back in 4 years. That means they had a chance to be making in the 4 years. It didn't get announced until probably like the third year, if I remember, because it took a while for Korra to be announced. They let it marinate. And once again, as you guys heard from my cliche coughing, pretending like it's not me shit, Boruto is my biggest pet peeve. Cause yo, Naruto already had a big issue with fillers. I'm not sure if you guys know that because I'm not sure if you guys are not big anime fans like that. I'm like I know for a
I
fact
wanted
like
to start
Jose.
watching Naruto, but I
Yeah.
haven't gotten to it yet.
Um.
I have
And,
watched the Naruto series.
I watched I think basically the entire the first Naruto series, and then Shippuden I watched halfway, and then I watched whatever I can to get the full main story. That was the biggest issue with Naruto Shippuden. Like, everyone had a okay. Let's start from the beginning. The biggest issue about Naruto was most of the episode. Okay, you have a big chunk of the episodes, which is the main story, and then the rest of the show is just filler just because they wanted to wait to let Shippuden get bigger, and everyone had this big issue about, yo, there was too much filler with Naruto and this and that. We want less of it. And guess what we got? We got more filler in Shippuden than we did with Naruto. And if it wasn't more, it was just more annoying. Because here's the thing with about the first Naruto series. Naruto series at least finished the entire main story, and then gave us all this filler just to give us some type of Naruto to keep us less hungry in the future when it's finally completely gone until we're waiting for Shippuden. Shippuden mixed its filler with the main story way too much. It really started becoming where like you could have a flashback of this guy's flashback, having a flashback of this other guy's flashback that didn't even know this guy's flashback. It's not even a joke. But I'll give it to Shippuden. Even with these filler issues and some story point issues, it ended up finishing strong. We were happy with the ending, happy with the last movie. Hell, we were even happy with this Boruto movie. They gave us a Boruto movie, like maybe a couple months after Naruto the Last, which is was supposed to be the ending movie to finish up the Shippuden story. And then you give us Naruto the show and manga right away, and I'm like, yo, what is the point of having a show about Naruto's kids when the whole point of the show of Naruto was this kid being this underdog, hated by his entire village, coming up from the bottom, making it to the top, and bringing peace to the entire world, the entire ninja world, the world that he's living in, just to give us a son to be this new prophesized child. And he's the most unlikable piece of shit. And then on top of that, you give us a movie that shows us a part, like shows us a big chunk of what we need to see, right? And then when the TV show comes out, you expect it to start from at least what that movie was. No, they start us from the way, way beginning, where these kids don't even know how important this last ninja war they went through was. And they're just all these kids doing this dumb shit. Like, it's a slice of life anime. When I'm looking for Naruto to be, yes, kind of slice of life, but have these serious tones and important messages and stuff like that, it, and to me, spits on the legacy of Naruto. And I used to get into this argument with someone I really care about. Like, how does it spit on the legacy of Naruto? For it to exist immediately after, not even giving my chance Naruto to breathe and just let us just accept that this show ended. Give us a chance to even think that it's finally just done. It's just like, hey, we have a series for his son. You need to enjoy this. Just spits on his legacy. Because, bro, I don't remember Naruto being a cash cow. And that's what Boruto the anime is. I heard the manga is pretty decent, but nothing great. It's a good manga. We could have lived without the manga, too. One thing I'll tell you, we could live without the Boruto anime because it is garbage. It's so garbage. One of the premises for I'm not even sure. I can't even call it new now, but it's been a while since I heard about this. But Boruto, Naruto's son, goes back to the past when Naruto's a kid to learn about Naruto. That's how trash the anime is. They have to go back in the past and bring us back the old Naruto we grew up with and this and that and whatnot. because his son is such an unlikable asshole, and this show is just unlikable. You just really watch it to just to see how all the characters you fell in love with are, and that's why I give so much credit to Korra. They could have done the exact same thing Boruto did, but they didn't. They were like, okay, we're not going to focus on the past. If we do have a couple past elements, because we have to, we have no choice.
Yeah,
You know,
because
this
that's
is
what the
Aang's
story's based
son.
off. Kind
Yeah, this is Aang's son. This is not generations after. This is literally right after Aang dies. So some people have to be alive, but we're not going to make them the main focus. And I thought that was really great on the Legend of Korra's like part. They wanted to live up from their own merits, especially since you guys know about this, like the issue with Korra. One of the biggest issues that a lot of like um the last Avatar, the last Airbender fans have with Korra was that not all three creators were a part of it. It was only two out of the three creators, and they think because of how Korra was that the true talent was the third person, and that's
yeah,
kind of fucked up. It
that's
could have just
crazy.
been, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. It could have just been, they worked together pretty well as a threesome. Just two of them, the synchronization is not perfect, and it could have been a whole combination of all three just being a group of two,
Yeah,
and it could have been the same results. But at least they tried, and you can tell they tried.
yeah.
Anyone that says that Korra didn't try are just fucking haters, in my opinion, because I think there are such great moments in Korra that deserve so much love. Once
You
again,
watched one season.
I watched one season, but once again, I've done research on the show. I've seen clips. I'm one of those people that don't care about spoilers. I've seen clips and stuff like that. Moments where you can just tell the power. You can tell,
You gotta
and
watch it,
once
bro.
again,
Though, for real.
I will. No, now that it's on Netflix, I will watch it, and we'll have a rediscussion on it, and I'll tell you my full decision. But I'll tell you from that first season, I was never really disappointed with Korra, but at that point, I was just giving up on live TV in general. I was just done with American television. But I didn't think the first Korra was that bad. I think my issue with how people look at Korra is they want it to be an exact comparison to the last Airbender. And I'm like, I get that for the fact that it is in the same universe, but you also got to remember Korra is a whole different
Person.
type of bender, a whole different type of person, exactly, living a whole different type of world, a whole different type of experience. It's like one of the biggest things is they have an issue with how Korra is so confident and cocky. I'm like, I don't mind it. Once again, this is a new person, and I think what this show was going for was showing that she needs to learn how to be less cocky, less confident. But no one wanted to enjoy that. They loved how wholesome and honest and how genuine Aang was. And I'm like, stop comparing her 100% to Aang, bro. She's still her own person. A lot of these avatars made a lot of mistakes, like Kyoshi. Kyoshi made a lot of mistakes if you look at the lore, but she still did a lot of good things in her lore too. Um, and I think people just need to like take back a lot of the hate they have for Korra. Once again, am I gonna say Korra's a phenomenal show? Of course not. Once again, I don't have the 100% fair judgment to even make this decision. Do I still feel at the end of the day, if I watch all four seasons of Korra, even with all the wrong that happens in that show, that it just gets a lot of hate that it really doesn't deserve? Yes, without a doubt. I think it gets so much hate.
Alright, let's talk about this a little bit more. So let's dive into the first season. I thought that was pretty good with like the chi blockers, how they expanded that from the last Airbender.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
that
only
was
remember like
awesome.
one girl being the chi bender, well, chi breaker. That show.
that was this chick. I forgot her name.
I don't know her
Ty
name
Lee,
either.
my
Ty
sexy
Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
flexible
there you
girl.
go.
Bro, one thing, yo, I think a post said this best. Yo, Sokka couldn't water bend, fire bend, um, earth bend, or air bend, but this man could bend pussy, cause that man was getting some.
This guy. I'm dead.
Bro, yo, listen, and to the people that listen to this, don't hate on me. I'm just reciting what a post said.
This guy.
But bro, that dude Sokka was getting chicks left and right in that show. And
Yeah.
but yeah, the girl's name was Tylee. Let me not get off track. I thought that was really cool. I, I think what else was cool was the idea of how now that the nations were all put together, what is the new common enemy? And it was the fact that the normal people that couldn't bend felt threatened by the benders because some of these benders were real assholes and had real power. I thought that was really great.
Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting spin.
The the second season, that's pretty much when I stopped watching. They got into the spirit stuff, and I feel like I kind of lost interest then.
I need to watch it, and I think
Yeah.
I think once we watch it, I think this talk can go for hours because you guys can obviously tell I don't shut the hell up.
Uh, I always thought the spirit thing was weird. Even in the last Airbender, I thought it was weird.
What did you think was weird about it? That was like
Yeah,
the
that's like
that
how
was
they got their power, basically. Did you keep
Like
watching
that
it?
story. I know like they told us. I watched the part where they told the story of the first Avatar, and
Cause he got it
it
through
felt
the
like it wasn't
spirit
good to me.
of Rava, basically.
It
I have to
reminded me of Naruto.
I have to
But
rewatch it because I think I get what you're saying. I do think the explanation for the first Avatar was kind of weird and campy from what I remember the clips I watched. Because once again, I'm not gonna say I didn't watch these seasons completely. I've watched clips and stuff like that. I know like pivotal enemies and points. Definitely seen clips of how the original Avatar came to be, and for the most part, I do kind of remember it being weird. But I did love the animation and the way they told the story. I think the story was a little bit weird from what I remember. So
it
once
really
again,
does remind me. Because I think in Naruto it's similar. Like before you had all the jutsus, there was like a story for that too.
well, you got to. When you have such a big thing, like like you want to make this big pivotal story, you have to make sure your lore all connects, even to the littlest detail.
All right, I want to talk about some of the Avatar games. Have you guys played any?
That I have not.
No, I have not.
Have you seen any gameplay?
No.
I remember the most I remember about an Avatar game was that one where it's like known. I think it's actually a record. Like one of the games you can get the achievements the fastest because you can get it literally on the first level. That's all I know.
So they had one for Legend of Korra, and I think that game is pretty good. It reminds me of Storm 4, the way it looks.
They had one for Korra. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't be surprised. I really shouldn't. There's a lot of games where like yo, I'm telling you, there are games for shows you don't even know. Um,
The thing is, for Legend of Korra, you cannot purchase it, but if you have a code, you can redeem it and play it
I,
on Xbox.
Wait,
that don't
what?
make sense to me. Yeah, you just that really threw that over my head for me.
You cannot purchase the game, but if you have a code, you can redeem it and play it.
So
Crazy.
Yo.
so this game was really for like true hardcore fans for Korra.
If you missed it, you cannot play it anymore. Pretty much. If they had this game available for purchase, I think a lot of people would be playing it.
Oh, for sure,
Would be
yeah.
purchasing it because it's top on Netflix. When I saw it was top 2.
Yeah.
Well, you
Because they're...
cannot. Okay, once again, okay, so I'll tell you this: you cannot
I did
judge
not mean to do
Korra
that.
for what it's placed as such because, and this is the shitty nature of it. Of course, it's gonna get that after Avatar: The Last Airbender was #1 for how long on Netflix? It's right in the tailcoat of the first season.
That's not a bad thing. It's probably getting more views than when it originally released.
Oh, of course
I
not. I'm
feel
not
like.
saying it's a bad thing, but that doesn't mean the video game is gonna sell good or like the show itself is gonna be good. It's once again everyone in this time with this pandemic, they remember how good the first series was, and they're like, "Fuck it, let me give this second series a chance." And I think now that everyone has a lot of time in their hand, they're willing to watch whatever to watch and stuff like that. Um, and I think once again, just because it's rated 1 or 2, it's not. It's that doesn't give it a reason for its video games to do so well. I think once again, no matter what, a sequel is always gonna have to live in the shadow of its first one, unless the sequel is way better. Um,
I sent you guys gameplay of Legend of Korra. I want you guys to look at it. Tell me what you think.
oh, you sent
It
it
looks
into the
pretty good, to
chat.
be honest.
You sent it to the chat.
Kind of reminds
Yeah.
me of the show.
Yeah, that's kind of like they did a really good job with it, like modeling it after this show.
Yeah.
Hold on.
To be honest, because they even have the where they're what is it, the Firefarers,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
they're
when they're
in the
playing the
arena
game,
playing. Yeah, in the beginning of the
you
video
gotta
they
knock
show
them
it
off the
there.
thing or whatever.
Yeah, I know it's not exactly like the anime, but
But
well, not it's not an anime,
but
but
it's
it's not
close
like
to
the
what it
show.
was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I remember in the show, if you step on a piece, then you have to step backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. So my idea was that they could release an Avatar game right now where you can create your own bender. What do you guys think about it?
That'd be pretty sick, to be honest.
I
It'd be
don't
something
know.
different,
I
you know?
I think I think what makes Avatar so magical is that it is a story we're learning about. We learn to love character. It's not something. I think that's why once again there's so much hate for Korra. She gets super compared to Aang, and I'm like, she shouldn't be super compared to Aang. She is her own fucking being. And once again, we fell
Wait,
so in love with the first crew, the first show.
let me talk about the game a little bit more. I'm not talking about your own avatar, just your own bender, like fire bender, water bender, and earth bender. Like you can choose between those three and play as them as your own character.
Maybe. I don't know. Once again, it depends on how. There's just so much that has to go into it to make that work right. Make sure the story feels important to us, makes us fall in love with our character or whatever bender we pick it to be, and it has to be somewhat different from each bender. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of work to put into to make right and care about.
So what I'm thinking is like a game like Destiny where you can do like roaming throughout the world. I thought it should take place between like that 100-year period where Aang disappears.
So, if okay, so then you wouldn't be the avatar. You would just be a random bender.
No, that's what I
Oh,
meant.
okay.
Like your own bender that you create. You're not the avatar because there can
Avatar.
only be one avatar. So it wouldn't make sense for your group of friends to be all avatars. Would you guys play that game or?
Okay,
I
so
feel like I
I
will.
get where you're going, but what would be the premise? What
Yeah.
would be the story for each? each bender? What?
I guess you're rebels. Like you're trying to fight against the Fire Nation. Of course, the three of you guys, well, the four of you guys can't defeat the Fire Nation because you're not the Avatar, but you could be making effort towards doing that because they do like raid villages
No,
and
I
stuff like
agree
that.
with
So you could be
that, but
fighting against them.
I don't know. I If they do that, it would have to be something dark where death is a lot more open to interpret. Like it's not open to interpretation. You know a nigga is dead when a nigga is dead.
This guy.
Yo, I was thinking like you know how they kill all the
Yeah.
airbenders? Like
Oh,
you
that
go to
would
the
be a
air temple and
crazy
see
scene.
just a
I would
bunch
love to see
of
that.
airbenders
I
dead
would
on the
love to see
floor.
that.
I'm
Like,
like,
and
dang.
people are probably gonna think I'm a terrible person. I'm like, no, I think
Yo.
people need to be a little bit more open to like dark and depressing stuff because that is what gets your emotions,
Yo.
bro. Watch watch Samurai Jack the last season. Even though the last episode there was an issue, in my opinion, I think the issue should have been it could have been fixed if they made it an hour episode. But other than that, that entire season was fucking awesome for Samurai Jack. That last season, and that's what Samurai Jack should have been. That a lot of these kid shows that we grew up with, it could have been adult shows if you changed a couple core things and would made them way greater because you understand circumstances, you understand the reality now. Yeah, as a kid you don't, but now you do. And I would love to see the whole raid on the air temple because I want to see how these nomads actually decided to defend themselves because for the most part they were a peaceful people, you know, but they had to do
Yeah.
something to try to save themselves. And I don't think the Fire Nation just straight up instantly attacked
Um,
them. I think the Fire Nation probably had something
I'm
sneaky and did some nonsense. Did they?
I'm gonna put down my headset for a second. You guys can keep talking.
Okay, no
Go ahead.
problem. Um, but I don't know. I feel like with the vision that this new Michael has, there has to be a lot of work and the story has to be good. There's a lot too much that could fail in that because once again, I think what we fell in love with Avatar was this
It was the
kid.
character itself. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? The
the
connection you
characters
had
and
with
stuff
them.
like that. They were well written. Yo, think about it. Think about it this way. Zuko. Zuko was a character that was never meant to exist, but because of his existence, he is known as one of the best
Bro,
anti-heroes to ever exist. One of
bro,
the best
your
character
boy,
changing arcs.
your boy came back with the save, bro. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Bro. And
When he saved Katara from that lightning bolt,
oh, for
I was like,
real,
yo, this dude is the man, bro, for real.
bro. Bro, and you can't recreate magic like that. You really can't. Like
Yeah,
do you know about the story about Zuko?
like he just wanted, like his story.
No. I'm not talking about his actual story. I'm talking about the
Oh,
story
oh,
of why he was created.
why?
So originally Zuko wasn't supposed to exist. The main antagonist was obviously Fire Lord
The,
Ozai.
f- yeah, yeah,
But the creators realized the issue with that is that they have this man that's not going to show up until literally the last episode of Avatar. So who is Aang and the crew really gonna fight? Just a bunch of random fucking lieutenants and stuff that no one's really care about.
yeah,
And then I think it was the same thing for Azula. I think Azula came, or no, I think they always had a plan for Azula, but still, it wasn't going to be enough. And
yeah,
then they created Zuko, and that was one of the greatest things they could have done because Zuko is like revered as one of the greatest character arcs of all time,
yeah,
and that is something you cannot recreate immediately. That is not something you can recreate in a lifetime in some cases.
yeah.
Oh, I have to record that. Oh, that was beautiful. I
Yes,
did.
yeah.
I just did a trick
Yeah.
on Skate 3 and like I wasn't even trying. I'm just letting you guys know I'm a bit turned.
My thing is, I don't want them to recreate anything. I just want like a game where you can play as a bender. I think that would be fun, and you're not the avatar. You're on your own
But the
character.
issue with that is once again, no matter what, you're never gonna stop the human psyche. They're always gonna try to compare it to the last Avatar, and it's gonna be like, how does this at least like remind
But
us
the
of
thing
that
is to
first
make it
Avatar?
your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. 1 second again.
It's
You
all
guys
good.
keep talking.
Um, Go ahead, Jose. Finish what you were saying.
No, I was just saying, like, I guess the same way. I'm guessing he's talking about, you know how Destiny, right? You make your own character, like you're the hunter, the
Yeah,
warlock, or whatever. What's the other one? You know. So I guess he means it like that, as in you make your own character, you choose your own path. I guess.
I get you, but once again, I just think I'm not saying it couldn't work. I think a lot of things, if you once again put the time,
If
the
you do them the
effort, and
right,
the care, it'll work. It's just
right,
what studio is gonna really do that? Because once
right,
again, to be honest, a lot of these games for these shows, they don't put a lot of effort into it because once again, the
right.
name's attached. It's really about the
Cause the
studio. It's
just
really
by the
about what
name, it'll sell the game.
exactly. Bro, I didn't know there was a Legend of Korra game, and it probably
Me
didn't
neither.
sell that. Well, once again, I don't even think it was meant to sell because the way Michael, I have to look this up because I feel like Michael's explaining it wrong, but but it didn't look like it was meant to actually sell and stuff like that. It was more for the people that really like Korra, give them a little treat or whatever,
Right,
and whoever it's first come first serve, whoever wants a taste.
right.
Uh,
I'll send you. Oh wait, did you look at the gameplay in the chat?
I haven't
Because
looked at
this
the
is
full
what you.
gameplay. I just saw like the commercials, and then we started talking about something. Let me finish that actually.
You can keep looking at it while
Well,
we're talking.
once again, I'm a bit
Uh,
turned. I get into my combos. Multitasking is not in my mind right now.
what I was thinking too, like, you know how WWE, like, you could change your move sets and stuff like that. You guys
I
remember
think the
that from
backgrounds
WWE?
in this game so far are very boring and lackluster so far from the little bit I'm watching. You know what this reminds me of? This doesn't remind me of Ninja Storm. This reminds me of the Warrior, the Dynasty Warrior franchise. It's a beat 'em up. You still there,
That's
Max?
crazy
Yeah.
that it reminds you of Dynasty Warriors because I played some Dynasty Warrior games. It's just
This rem-
I guess the D-pad thing is what makes me think of Storm also, and even like the hit count stuff that
Bro,
happens
that
in
happens
Storm.
in
That's what
Warriors too. That
makes me think.
happens in a lot of games. You can't compare
Uh,
that minor thing that's common in every type of game. Like
okay.
because this was reminding me of like a warrior style game. Have you played the
How?
have you
Okay, yeah,
played
yeah.
the Legend of Zelda Warriors game? Because I've played the demo of
No.
that before, and this is reminding me 100% of that. This looks like the Avatar the last Ember, um Avatar the last Airbender version of that. It's very, you spam a button and then you can do a special move eventually. You do your heavy, you do your light, and it makes you feel like this badass. But there's a lot of games that do it a lot better than this, and I don't see this making it too far. Is it an okay game? I bet you money it probably is an okay game. But once again, I look at the background, I'm like, for a title with such a great name, you would
Yeah.
expect more, you know? Because no, for real.
I
Because
liked it.
look at the side. If you look at the side, it's really all light attacks, heavy attacks. So they didn't really spend, in my opinion, that much on like combat moves, you know, and stuff like that. They could have put a lot more money into the backgrounds and stuff like that, make this game look a little bit more beautiful and stuff like that. On top of that, you also really have to play it to really know the truth. You know what I'm saying? So you can
Yeah.
look at it and say, yeah, that looks good. It looks fun and stuff like that. It can be fun for the first week. Once again, my biggest issue, Modern Warfare, I had fun for the first week because I tried my best to make fun of it, like to try to not make fun of it or make fun of what I had of it. You know, I was trying to make fun with what I had, and then I realized I didn't really enjoy it. It was fun in the moment, and then it starts dying, and it could be one of those situations.
Yeah. That would make sense why it's not for sale right now.
Well,
But
it's probably just I
I'd
don't.
buy this game for
I
ten
need to look up
dollars.
this story because I'm not understanding the whole idea of why it's not for sale for now, and then if you need a code, that's not making sense to me.
But back to the Avatar game idea. The whole moveset thing, what do you think about that? Like where you can I guess change your moveset in the game.
I Yo, honest to truth, I don't know, bro. I I think what really makes have an avatar as an actual game on its own is just for the fact that it's a lot of you having to fight elements. It's not what I like about fighting games is that it's a good balance of like actual fist fighting and like whatever special powers they want to add into it. You know what I'm saying? But with Avatar, it really was
Yeah.
just mainly elements, and then you did get some martial arts where they fought hand to hand, but it really was elements versus elements, and I'm like, how fun would that really be in practice? In real life, that would be really awesome. You get a video game and you're just shooting fireballs at someone that's shooting rock balls at you, and then you get this one character that can throw like a shuriken of air at you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Alright, so this man is not buying the game. Got you. Free to play though. Free to
Free to
play.
play, I hate you so much. I don't think anyone complains about free to play.
Yeah.
There's nothing to complain about. You're not putting your money into it.
I think people would like being able to explore the world freely. So that would be interesting.
I don't know. Once again, I think it would be cool having story-driven gameplay over like actual fighting gameplay. If I got what happened at the what is it? Aang is southern or northern air temple? He's northern, right?
I don't know.
I gotta look that up because I feel ashamed. I'm gonna see in the comments how did Ariel not remember what
Uh-huh.
air temple this dude Aang came from? But I would love to see the air temple that Aang came from. What happened when he left in the whole raid? I actually want to know when it happened, because I think maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's something in the lore, but there's nothing that like how long it took for the Fire Nation to come attack them. Because in our minds, we just assume it happened immediately as soon as Aang left. For all we know, it could have happened like 10 years afterwards.
I think it happened in like a
It
close
probably happened
range.
in a close range. But I would just love to see that story. I would love to see the darkness happening. I want to see like the actual pain and tragedy that could happen, because then I feel like that would affect me more about what happened in such a great show. And I would love that. That would be awesome. Yo, playing Yo, I think having a story playing as Monk Gyatso during that whole thing would be crazy cool.
Who is Who is
Oh
that
my God,
exactly?
Michael, I want to slap the shit out of you. Jose, you know who Monk Gyatso is, right?
Was it that Aang's teacher or something like that? Not
Thank
Aang's
you.
teacher. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
You just said Guyatsi.
No,
I
I
didn't
said
even
Monk Gyatso.
know that was a monk. I swear you just said that alone.
But
Uh,
yes, Monk Gyatso was Aang's mentor. The one that they were trying to have Aang ripped away from because they thought that he was being too soft on Aang when he needed to be the Avatar right away and shit like that.
When's the last time you watched this show?
Avatar?
Maybe you just have a better memory than me because I haven't watched this in like
I
two
think it
months.
was
I don't
about the same
really
amount
remember
of
all
time.
those little
I think it's
details.
about two. But, bro, we know I've had a great memory since high school. Let's not play it. I've always had a great memory, so I'm really good at picking out details and stuff like that. And if I'm wrong about something, I always admit I'm wrong. But most times I could tell you something, even no matter how long it's been. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think once again, I just would be happy with just letting this shit relax for a little couple more years. I think it's nice that the creators themselves wanted to do a live action version of Avatar. But now they're leaving. I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for Netflix to be like, hey, let's cancel it. But Netflix is not gonna be like that. They want to make up the money they lost. That's any company. Might as well make up some money because then at least, you know, cut from the cost of what actually happened. So my opinion was gonna happen. Whatever they have made now is gonna stay. They're gonna put some edits on it, but they're not gonna add more to the budget because I think what was getting Netflix probably tight was one, obviously the creators probably didn't want to push an agenda, and two, the creators were asking for more and more money that they needed to make sure this show was good. And Netflix didn't like the dollar signs that they were asking for, because that's usually what that really comes down to. It comes down to is whatever network or production company willing to give you the money for the direction you're going for and willing to risk all that money that they're giving you for something that probably isn't going to make all that money back and plus more. Because it's never about making all that money back. It's about making a profit, right? Um, and then on top of it, once again, and I think this is a problem with any company, is that they were probably pushing these creators to put this, and that to push some type of agenda to get this group feeling more important in the show. Because once again, no matter who pisses off, who may not like me if they ever hear this, America's about making money. So yes, a lot of these things where you think is representation really isn't representation. It's really just a checklist. Okay, we got the LGBTQ community covered. We got the black community covered. We got the Asian community covered. And it's just going to be a tasteless representation that pleases the people that watches for maybe a second and not watch the whole thing and realize this person that you think was in there to represent your culture or whatever culture you're trying to back up for really was just there to make you happy in that small clip they put on YouTube.
All right, let's end this show.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was like, yo, this dude Michael.
All right, guys, episode 9. We're done.